In 2021, I had heard about an individual who had run from the Montauk Lighthouse all the way to the Brooklyn Bridge, which is like 130 something miles. And I had said I could never do that. And yet I witness all of these individuals break through limiting beliefs every single day. At Breakthrough, we help kids and adults with disabilities overcome limiting beliefs. They were told when they were younger by doctors that they were never gonna walk, talk, or even make it to a certain age. Their families were told this, and their families didn't believe that. When I decided to run from the Lighthouse to Breakthrough for the very first time, I knew that it meant so much more than just an ultra run. It was providing these individuals an opportunity to feel part of something so much bigger, and to feel the freedom that those wheels provide and the independence that running can provide for me transfers right over to them, and they get to be part of something really huge. And we get to prove limiting beliefs wrong together.
It's so much more than just like a physical therapy office. It's like a huge family, and we've gotten super close with Christine and her entire staff.
It means hope. It means that there's a place for my granddaughter that she can get better.
Are you ready? Is it race day?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be so cool. It's so cool. I think one of the biggest things that I noticed was these families were so underserved, and they were left without resources, support, and had to figure out things on their own. Families are faced with so much fear and grief from an early state, right? They were thrown into a world they didn't expect when they were gonna have their child or face a disability themselves, and they're thrown into it without really, there's no handbook, right? So they have to navigate this and feel really isolated. They feel alone in a lot of things, unsupported, and there's a huge weight of responsibility. They don't know how to set their child up, and maybe society doesn't have the tools and resources they need yet in order to set their family up to be able to care for their child long term. And so I made it my mission at Breakthrough, the clinic, to be able to create a community of these people so they can share stories, resources, and support. So it's way more than just the physical therapy that we're able to provide and the other services. A place where their whole family is really supported. And running for me has always created this sense of community, and that's what these families really need and deserve. And so this is our way to bring those running opportunities to them, to give them the feeling that they can do anything, that there are no limits, and they can be part of something so much bigger. And also to then, with the funds that we're able to raise, be able to give back to the community by providing grants and resources in the areas that they really need and deserve that they currently don't have access to. That's my coach from Cali. That just surprised me. We're here with Barry! All right, sending love. A little wet, but feeling good. So this training cycle for me has been the most powerful one yet. I was put in my challenge early. I reached a sense of fatigue and spiraling that I felt like I couldn't quite get myself out of that. And yet you keep going, right? You hold this resilience. And this time, I think the lesson in it for me, which relates so much to what this community does, is the sense of who you are when you face the challenge. Not necessarily what the challenge does to transform you, but who you are going into that challenge and how you show up to it.
The night was shadowy. The night was gritty. Had some tough work.
To get through 100 miles, I think many people are so capable of doing it. You go into it knowing that there's a possibility that you could fail, but you're going for something so big and you're doing it with the right intention that it doesn't necessarily matter what the outcome is. And to get through those really hard moments, you've got to definitely be a little gritty. You've definitely got to push through. But I think this year what I'm learning is like you also just have to be present in it. Instead of always feeling like you have to resist and push, it's sometimes allowing the challenge to come to you and just trusting that you're going to get through it instead of pushing through.
When you have to go really deep, when it's really painful and really hard and really exhausting, it makes you reconnect with your why, and that's what I saw from Christine.
Happy to be here. Little cold, little wet, but seeing how happy those kids were. Priceless. The run to breakthrough was never in my plan. And it was such just these heart-inspired decisions that led me to say, okay, I'm just gonna run 85 miles and I'm gonna push these kids. Let's see what happens. And then after that, it was like, there's no other way. Like, I have to keep following this path. Having a child with a disability or themselves with a disability was never in the plan, and how they face these challenges that were never in the plan. And yet they keep going and they follow it, and that's what I'm doing with this nonprofit too. All the challenges are always worth it when it impacts and you get to see the looks on these kids' faces during the race. And I'm strong like a superhero. You're the best. The excitement that our families get and watching their children be part of this and the community at the end, it's really magical. And here we are today. And I don't just believe that we're going to make an impact together with this nonprofit. I know it. I hope that it reminds them that they've overcome so much. They are full of resilience, and there's nothing that we can't do together as a community. That, okay, maybe some of these participants can't physically run on two legs like we're used to, but they can be part of a running experience. They can be part of something so much bigger. And I hope that through that experience, they're reminded that there really are no limits. It's only where we place them.